Hey, everybody, welcome to the Ronline Report. Today's guest, I'm very happy to bring on just after he's won his first pro show, very deserving win at the Europa Pro in Alicante, Spain. Please welcome all the way from the United Kingdom, James Hollingshead. How are you, James?
No, I'm very good, thanks, Ron. Cheers, man.
Uh,
It's a nice introduction. Thank you.
I thought you were a Redcon 1 athlete, but now that says Shedcon 1.
I'm
What's
taking over. I've bought the company.
wow? Okay,
I
can
bought,
I get some more
I
stuff?
yeah, I offered Aaron a big sum and changed the company to Shedcon.
I'm interested to see you would do with the company. Now,
Yeah.
what is Shedcon?
So my nickname's the Shed.
Ah,
Luke gave me the nickname, Luke and Fuad. So
wow.
basically, the name stuck. And when I was in Florida visiting the Redcon headquarters back in March with Luke, he
Yeah.
designed a top with me on the software, and we left it with them, and they gave it the all clear, and basically now it's been approved and it's out and about. So
Okay.
I think because I got the win, they were like, you know what, you can have the t-shirt.
It's only fair.
So
Uh,
yeah, and they've been selling out like crazy. So
yeah.
it's really cool.
Does shed come from Hollingshead or is it from an actual like
It was
shed?
because people were pronouncing my name wrong. So my American friends were saying Hollingshead. So
Really?
that's why, yeah, because they kept calling me Hollingshead, Luke took the mick and said, everyone keeps calling you Shed, so we might as well just call you the Shed. And that's essentially where it came from. So now it's uh, it's 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 a physical, it's manifested, it's real.
That makes no sense because at least half of all Americans, I think, have English last names. You'd think they wouldn't be so befuddling to
I know,
pronounce.
I don't know why everyone just couldn't pronounce my surname properly. It was
Hmm.
just everyone said Shed, even though there's an A in there, like head.
I
But
think
hey,
I was calling you Hollingsworth for a while, I think. So
I've had
anyway,
all sorts. Yeah, I've had Hollingswood, Hollingsworth. Yeah, all of
uh,
them.
so a big congratulations. I haven't talked to you since the win. It's been a couple weeks now.
Yeah.
First of all, what was it like? Because you've done, I don't know, how many pro shows? Was that like the 12th pro show you had done or
I
more?
don't know. I've done a few, three
You've done a
years deep,
few.
3 years
Yeah.
deep. I think I've done about 8 or 9, maybe. I think seven, eight. I
Yeah.
don't know. I'm lost as well.
Yeah, but let me summarize for everyone because you actually had a really good last year. You hadn't won a show yet, but 2019 was a really good season for you. You did 5 shows, unless I missed one. So Toronto Pro, you got sixth. British Grand Prix, you got third. Romania Muscle Fest was fifth. New York Pro was eighth, and the Big Man Weekend in was Portugal, right? Third
No, that was
place.
actually Benidorm, so that was third as well. Yeah,
Where was that? Benedict? What country is
no,
that?
Spain as well.
Oh, okay, okay.
I
I
like
know.
Spain. Spain felt like the right place for me to get a pro win. It was just,
Really?
yeah, I've kind of improved every time I've been in Spain. So
Yeah.
I don't know, it just felt right for me.
Speaking of improvements, geez, you turned pro around a little over 230 pounds, if I'm not mistaken, right?
236, I think it was.
236. And what were you at this show around? 270?
265.
Woo!
I was 262 in the morning with no water and no
Yeah.
food.
Yeah,
So
because when you did your first few pro shows, I remember distinctly like the 2018 Tampa Pro. I could see the potential. I could see what you could look like. I was
yeah,
like, I just wish this guy would be fuller and rounder. And now that's what I'm looking at when I see your pictures and your videos. And
yeah.
you accomplished that in a fairly short time. Some people never make that leap, unfortunately. But
Mm,
thank goodness you did because I've always felt
yeah.
you have a physique that should be winning shows and should be top 5, 6 in the Arnold and Olympia sooner or later. So
Yeah,
I'm glad to see you're getting with the program on that, James.
yeah, I appreciate it, man. Because you know what, like I've always felt the same, and it's frustrating when you are the person in the body.
Yeah, yeah,
Like because you know what you can be, and that's why I owe a lot to Patrick because he's someone that's able to tap into potential and see it come to light, and that's the only thing I can really put it down to is just his brain. There's
yeah.
nothing
Let
else.
let I want to talk about that.
Yeah,
I know you've had a couple great coaches before him.
many, many good coaches, many.
I mean, the only two I know are Evan Senapani, who I think Evan helped you
Evans
turn.
helped me like learn a lot. I turned pro with Jordan Peters actually.
Okay, yep, yep,
Yeah, who's a very known coach in the UK.
absolutely.
I've worked with Acito, worked with Phil Viz, and all of them taught me something, and all of them are great. It's just like what's right for you,
Yeah.
and
I mean,
that's where I
did,
found my
did you
placement.
click with him better on like a personal level? I mean,
Yes,
yeah, yeah,
Patrick's like family. Like Patrick, like I consider him. I would talk to Patrick if I had a life situation that I didn't know how to approach.
yeah,
Like I genuinely have like nothing but genuine love for Patrick, and I think he feels the same. If he had a bad day, he's more than welcome to call me and talk. Like we are genuinely like really close, and that's why it works because I trust him, and you can only trust people who you have genuine love for. I feel like to that level, like they're at the end of the day, they're in charge of your body and your decisions, And to have that faith in someone, you have to look at them with the same respect and light that you do almost like your own parents.
Yeah.
Because that is literally what he is. I look at him like he's literally a third parent for me.
Hmm.
Really, really got a lot of love for the guy.
Yeah, I agree because you're handing over a lot of responsibility to this person as a coach. You know, your placings, that's your career.
Yeah,
So how well you do in a show, but obviously, you know, your health, you're putting a lot, you're
everything.
investing a lot, and being able to trust that person completely, I can't even imagine how critical that would be in, you know, in your shoes in a situation like that.
Mhm.
Um, so I want to know because this year nobody's plans for 20 nobody's plans that they had at the beginning of 2020 were what ended up happening because the world went upside down. So
Yeah.
you did all those shows in 2019. I think the last one, Romania was like, was that November of last year?
Yeah, November. Yeah.
So, you know, at that point, what were you thinking you were going to do for 2020 when you finished up?
Originally, I was looking at something like there was a not San Marino. There was a pro show that was on one of the islands, your side of the river.
Hmm.
Um, can't remember what one it was because now it's been so long ago since they've been cancelled. So I
Yeah.
was going to aim for something, I think like halfway through the year, maybe a little bit earlier,
Yeah.
under the guise of Chris. I was just going to continue.
Yeah.
Um, and then lockdown happened and things started getting cancelled. And off the back of things being cancelled, no one had gyms because they were shut. But I had a gym because obviously I have access to the gym.
Yeah.
So that's when I actually reached out to Patrick and said, "Do you mind putting some training together for me?" Because initially I was really interested in his training philosophies.
Right.
So the SST. So he did put that together for me, and that's how we started. Before we did nutrition or any of that approach. So the shows basically, Luke was going to shoot for the British Grand Prix.
Yeah.
God bless him, and that's obviously a show now that's in 2 weeks' time,
Yeah.
which was
Well,
originally going to be in I think May. So we
yeah.
had plans. Like my plan really for the year was to kind of be Luke's push, like, and help him to get the win because it's going to be his first pro win.
Oh, yeah.
And that was really what we are aiming for. And then I was considering myself kind of, I was going to able to then concentrate on myself a few weeks after he'd got that done. So, we had a plan, get his done, smash it. And then for me to get my shit done, after. And, obviously with the tragedy of earlier in the year, things didn't work out on top of COVID as well. So,
Yeah.
this year's been a real year, like it threw some shit.
Yeah.
And when I
Absolutely.
like when I sit here and I think about everything that's just happened and the achievements, like I can say I'm very proud. And I've got pictures of Luke with me. I've got his iron
Mm.
goal here, and I just say thank you to him every day because I feel like the prep it wasn't me going at it alone. And I've said this multiple times. I couldn't have succeeded without some of the conversations I've had with Luke's essence.
Mm.
You
Yeah,
know,
you know, one of the coolest things, I watched the live stream. I wish I'd been able to be there in person, but one of the coolest parts of the show was you coming out with the Luke shirt before you started your routine. And I think you held it up again when your routine was done.
yeah.
You know, how important was it for you to dedicate that show to Luke?
The funny thing is like the British Grand Prix was always going to be the one I dedicated to Luke
Mm.
because it's on home soil,
Yeah.
and it wasn't. I didn't plan it out. I had the T-shirt, the Juggernaut T-shirt, with me because I like to take it places with me because it's a T-shirt that matters to me. And I had it on, and I looked at it, and I looked at the stage, and I just had an overwhelming feeling of something I had to do. It wasn't planned,
Wow.
so
Mm.
I did that. Um, and there was a couple of things in the posing routine that paid homage to Luke, like the kneel-in pose to begin.
Mm. Yeah.
And like he did the lat spread where he looks to the side.
Yeah.
So there's just a couple of things that I didn't even know I was really doing them.
Wow.
It's almost like he possessed me for a moment,
Hmm.
and I'm happy that he did because I now off the back of it have had the feedback of the people and what it meant to his friends and his followers and his fans,
Yeah.
and anything I can do to give the man that was one of my best friends some credit and pay homage to him and ultimately continue with the legacy that he's already created in any way at all, any shape or form, then I feel like my mission's complete. And to pull off a win at the same show, like doing that and getting the win, is just something I can probably never really put into words the feelings, and I probably never will understand it, and I never be able to express how I feel because I still haven't really thought about it because obviously I'm prepping for another show, so
Mm.
I haven't had time to just switch off and just revel in the moment and appreciate everything,
Mm.
which I'm looking forward to. I'm dying to have that moment, but I'm also very business minded and very understanding that my focus has to be on a particular place in order to get the best result. And right now, everything's gun ho and all business. So for a few more weeks at least, I can't have that moment of clarity and just sit down and relax. But I will have it, and when I do, there'll be many a drink and a toast raised to Luke.
Right on.
Definitely, man.
Was there a drink? I know you guys probably never didn't drink very often together, but was there a particular drink?
No, man.
No.
So I'm just gonna whatever I fancy, man. Like I'll just bang it up for him and just say like we did it because I feel like we did it. I say that
Yeah.
over and over again, but that because he was gonna get a win this year. There's no doubt about it.
Yeah.
And
It's
that
crazy to me that I know he didn't have a very long pro career, but it's crazy now that when you said that, I realized, wow, he didn't win a show. He would have won many shows
many,
ultimately. There's no doubt
many.
in my mind, but
It yeah.
he didn't get the chance to win one.
No, and that's
Um,
why it was even more important to do it. Like it was, I don't know. Part of me just internally owed to him to finish what he started.
yeah.
You know.
You know what I was thinking of the other day? I don't know why it popped in my head, but you did a video with Luke and Donna Murphy. That's her name, right? Donna. It was probably around, I want to say like February or March for
Yeah.
Redcon. It's on the Redcon One YouTube channel, and it
Yep.
was talking about emotions in bodybuilding.
Yeah. Yeah. I remember that
And
video.
yeah, and you guys were talking about how we all process them differently, and especially as bodybuilders and prep, where Luke said when he was in like emotional upheaval with like a girlfriend breakup or whatever, that hurt his prep. And then, because he would be unable to escape those emotions, whereas you were able to you used the prep as a way to sort of, I don't know, fend off or bury those for the time being, because
Mm.
you lost your mom just
Yeah.
last year, wasn't it?
Yeah. Last year, August last year.
August. Wow, right in the
Yeah.
middle of all your shows too.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And then Luke passed away this May, it was
Yep.
correct.
May. Yep.
So it was Giles said in his one of the reviews, says he believes you went deep into the prep to keep yourself focused and give you something positive to channel your energies into. Is that accurate?
Yeah. Like it is. Because if I had nothing to do off the back of it, I don't know where I'd be right now. Imagine like something like that happening, two times in a row, and
Yeah.
you not having anything purposeful in life. Like, how do you deal with it? Sitting there and just thinking, it'd be chaos. So yeah, I suppose for me, being proactive and having a focus is certainly a way to deal with such things. Um, I would say it's not so much to not think about what's going on.
Mm,
It's more so to. It's almost like I'm seeking revenge on the pain.
mm,
Like
mm.
whatever is to blame for this, whatever happened,
Yeah.
it's like my fuck you to it. Like
Mm.
me going into a show and doing well. I know it sounds weird, but it's kind of like
Yeah.
every day I can get up and I can complete the day when it's hard. It is essentially my fuck you to these negative emotions and feelings that perhaps have managed to entangle themselves in friends or family and hurt people. Like it's just my way of fighting negativity and showing that if you really want something, if you're positive, that you can override, you know, the powers that be that may be negative. I just got this thing. I just want to prove that nothing can pin you down.
Mm.
And
Yeah. I mean,
if you you have to fight and it is hard and it is difficult and there is days where you don't feel like doing it. Days where your legs are heavy and your body doesn't want to do what you're asking it to do. But if you truly desire something and want something and have reason, if you have reason, then you always find a way. And I think Luke this year was my reason, like very much like my mother is a reason as well.
yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
so
And your mom was only 50 last year when she passed?
52, very young, very
52.
young,
Yeah.
and it
Wow.
happened very fast. She was only diagnosed in 2018.
Wow.
Um, because I remember getting ready for the Elves Prague
Yep.
EVA, and it was a big deal to me because I managed to crack my first top six as a pro,
Right.
and that meant a lot because it was like my mum was still here, and it was my way of saying, you know what, I can go to a pro show and place because at that show the top six was in like the final picture and
Hmm.
shared the stage, and that felt like a win to me. That was like everything because my mum saw that I was among top tier bodybuilders and achieving, and from being in my first two pro shows to not placing to then placing,
Yeah.
she saw that effort and time leads to result, and that's always been my thing. It's like I know that things don't land on your lap, but as long as you're willing to endure, in time they will come. And I've realized that with my career, like 3 years deep, placing outside the top 10 on my first 2 pro shows, to then placing, top 6s for the second year consistently, to then winning a show. It's all just dedication, time, and effort, and giving yourself to the craft, and not wavering. Because the thing is with bodybuilding, it is mundane, it is monotonous, and it is tough, but that's what results require.
Yeah. I mean, it's it's to your credit. You took 2 years in a row, you took these horrible tragedies that a lot of people would have just crawled into a corner, into a fetal position, and hid from the world and everything. And you really turned it around, because you looked so much better at the end of last season than you had ever had before that I'd seen you. And this show, it was like you're up another level. Now you were this guy that were like, if someone had said, could this guy be top 5 of the Olympia? I'm sure a lot of people would be like, nah, I don't think so. But
Yeah,
now, I mean, you're in the discussion. You're a legitimate contender now.
yeah,
You're on that level with these guys. You've added the size that you need to add, and you kept your midsection small and condition everything you needed to. So one thing I want to ask about the Spain show,
yeah,
we had a late entry who didn't end up being in the show,
yeah,
but when you heard, of course, I think, what did Ramy say, like a week out or 2 weeks out? He's like, "Yep, I'm doing the Spain show."
yeah.
What was your reaction when you heard Big Ramy was in?
It's funny because like Aaron asked me the same question on his run, on the readiness. I didn't care. I was very confident. I was like, me and Patrick can beat anybody. I feel like with Patrick at the helm, that no one's out of touch. And that goes for everybody. I'm not saying I can beat everybody, but I won't look silly next to anyone. Like, I feel like with time, if I went to the Olympia with Patrick and we got it right, there'll be no one on that stage that makes me just look like I shouldn't be there. And that's it. That's all I can focus on, is the confidence of knowing that whoever I stand next to, I won't look out of place. And I didn't feel like Ramy was going to be the person to make me look out of place.
Yeah.
I think I could have him in certain areas, even though I'm not as big as him. Oh well.
Who
It
is?
is what it is. Bodybuilding isn't. Yeah, bodybuilding isn't. Yeah, who is? Who is?
Yeah.
And smaller men have beaten him.
All the
I
time.
was at
Many
the
times.
I was at the Arnold this year, and I saw him come third. I see him get beat by Bonac and by Dexter,
Yeah.
and I don't think that anybody's untouchable.
Right.
So to change, I didn't change my mindset at all. I was full guns blazing. I was posting pictures every day saying, this is how I'm looking,
Yeah.
this is what I'm gonna, this is the plan. And some people were like, do you not feel like weird for posting every day? Like you're gonna like desensitize what people think you look like. And I'm like, no, because bodybuilding gets judged on the day. Like, I'm just showing you the process, and I want people to have the transparency from me, because at the end of the day, not enough pros put stuff out there and show people how they're getting ready. And I just thought, I want to be the guy that does that. And it doesn't work against you. People are like, oh, it might work against you, but it doesn't, because at the end of the day, you're only getting judged for 5 minutes when you're on stage, and whatever you bring is what you bring. It can all go right, it can all go wrong. And I just wanted to like put it out there so that people can see at least see that I'm working hard and I'm trying my best, I suppose. And that, if it did go tits up on a day, that I didn't have a day off. That I was working my ass off, and it was all, if anything went wrong, it was a mistake, not because of lack of effort. Yeah.
Well, the funny thing is, you put up tons of pictures every day. I think there were some videos too, but Ramy put up just one picture. It was like a hand on hip, most muscular, with his pants on,
Yeah.
and people were like, I don't know what he looks like, because you couldn't, you couldn't see much from that one
Yeah.
picture.
Yeah.
And the speculation was that he was going to go into your show at like 80%, and intentionally, I guess. I don't know if that would be on his part or his coach's part to come in,
Yeah.
not nowhere near his best.
Yeah.
And I got a lot of heat from the Ramy fans. People think I'm a Ramy hater. I don't hate anybody, okay?
No,
I don't
no.
hate anybody. Listen, Ramy fans, I have nothing against the guy.
Yeah.
I'm a fan of his, but I call a spade a spade. And for people, to me, it's almost arrogant. And it wasn't Ramy saying this, but a lot of people saying, oh, if Ramy's in the show, he wins. He could come in. That's like saying if he comes in fat, he should still win just because he's Ramy,
Yeah.
just because he's big. That's ridiculous. When
Yeah.
anybody shows up out of shape, no, you should be
Yeah.
relegated off the side. You shouldn't get a look.
Yeah, I see many comments like that. Like, oh, if Ramy comes in 80%, he smokes everybody, including James.
Right.
And I'm just like, all right, well, then come. Like, it's not, come and see if he does.
And I wanted to see it. I honestly wanted to see that, because
I was happy to do it. I was happy.
Yeah. I mean, your glutes were in it your glutes were in like 3 weeks out. You were ready. There was, I knew
I had no issues, because I'm, people were like, oh, James is too small. I'm still 265, for fuck's sake. Wow, like come on, like I'm not the smallest guy. Like there's smaller guys on that stage placing really well who are a lot lighter than me. Like Lucas only weighs 109 kilograms. He's like over 10 kilograms lighter than me, but
That's
you
about
wouldn't know it.
220,
Yeah, you wouldn't
100.
know it. You wouldn't know it.
Oh, he's awesome. I mean, you
Exactly.
just said
So
he got beat by at the Arnold. He got beat by Bonac. It's like 230, I believe,
exactly,
something around there.
exactly. And
You know,
Dexter, who's probably upper 230s, early 240s. I don't know,
yeah.
depending. I know they all inflate the numbers a little bit, but
I always say if it was body weight, Greg Kovacs would have won the Mr. Olympia.
exactly, exactly. It's just about presentation, package, condition, and putting on a show, and
Yeah.
that's all
Now,
you can do.
so had he won and you took second, I guess you wouldn't have had enough points for the
But
Olympia.
you would have qualified anyway. It's top three that show.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah,
Right.
that's how Raf and
That's
Lucas.
right. Okay, so that was my question. You would have qualified anyway, but I think you said in either a post or a little one of your stories you wanted to go. You wouldn't want to go to the Olympia that way. You wanted to go in only on a win. Is that right?
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Yeah.
And that's
So
just a personal thing. I have nothing against anybody who feels otherwise because I think a place in you qualify. Like I'm extremely happy for Raf because I love Raf. I think he's fantastic. I think
yeah,
he's a bodybuilder that should be on the Olympia stage. I'm happy for Lucas. I'm extremely happy for the point system. Regan, who else was on the point system? Justin, and one other, Max. I'm very
Max got
happy for
in.
those three. I think they all deserve their spot. Luke got there on points, and I believe that's still just as worthy. I think if anything, it shows that you're a fucking machine because you're able to put the effort in and go to multiple shows and put the work in.
Right.
Just it's just a personal thing for me. I had third places last year. I was like, I have to step up. It's got to be a first place this year.
Yeah.
You want to see progression in your career, and for me, the win was more important than the qualification.
Cool. Now I know you weren't afraid of Ramy showing up. You weren't afraid to stand next to him, but
Yeah.
was there any even a little glimmer of relief when you heard Ramy's out? Be honest.
uh,
I'd be
it's one
like,
less. It's one.
yes.
It's one less man to beat, isn't it?
Right. Yeah. I mean, I don't want the Ramy fans, please don't get mad at me, guys, but I wanted to see James beat him if Ramy showed up out of shape just to prove
Yeah,
a
yeah.
point.
Because listen, Ramy 100% is smoking pretty much everybody. Let's
Second,
just
he was
like
second at the Olympia. Yeah.
yeah, we're not saying that. We're just saying that it was likely that he was going to turn up at the show not at his best, and if he slipped up, then it would have shown, and that's it.
Right.
And there's no disrespect to that because Ramy obviously wants to show his best, and he will when it comes to the Olympia with the invite. So he will put on a great show, and he will look fantastic.
So this was a unique show. Well, a lot of this has happened at a bunch of shows. The mask. You guys have to wear a mask up there.
Yeah.
It's hard enough to pose and breathe without a mask. What was it like with that stupid thing on?
Do you know what? I didn't really notice it because once you're in the moment, like I was amped up and ready. I thought it was going to be more of a problem than it was because when you're wearing it and you're not on stage, you notice it. But then when you're on stage and you're posing and you're really giving it some, the last thing you're thinking about is the mask. So to
Mm,
be fair, it wasn't that much of a hindrance, I have to say.
okay.
Yeah, and they gave us quite nice looking ones as well that were branded and they were good quality. So it wasn't too bad. There's other things more to worry about a show like for example, before I went on stage pre-judging, I was going for a piss, and I knocked my number into the toilet, literally. So my badge fell into my own piss, and I had to get it out before. This is before pre-judging. Some
Okay.
people that would have been the end of the show. They would have been like head fucked.
It's,
I
it's
was
your
just
it's your pee. It's okay.
Yeah, I just laughed. I just thought, you know what, this is another memory for a great day. Put my hand in the toilet, pull my pissy badge out, and go and get on stage.
Oh, I
So these things happen.
people pull iPhones out of like diarrhea infested toilets. It's not a big deal.
Exactly, man. Listen, it's not a good weekend away unless something stupid happens.
That's true. You know what I got to ask you because you're the owner or part owner of King's Gym.
I'm the founder, co-founder, so I'm
Well,
involved heavily, but
so
I don't have to spend all my money. Put it that way.
gotcha. What was how long were you guys locked down for? Because I think I spoke to you in April. I think you had just gone into lockdown.
It was about 14 weeks, I believe.
Oh wow. Wow.
Yeah, I pretty much had my off season in there, which was really
Yeah.
good. I had a really good off season. It was just me. I loved it.
Yeah. I was gonna say some people would I talked to some people who had access to gyms, but they were the only ones in there and they hated it because it felt just so cavernous and empty and lonely. But other
Hey,
people were saying it was awesome.
I loved it. I was playing all the music I liked, like cheesy stuff. So it was
Let's
good.
hear. I got to hear what your training tune soundtrack would be.
Oh, I was listening to like songs from like Transformers, the movie, the cartoon movie.
Oh,
So
the
all the
cartoon.
so basically uh who's on it? Stan Bush.
I don't know who
Oh,
that is.
you need to check it out. Like there's a song called The Touch,
Okay.
Stan Bush. That song that was on repeat. So if you ever listen to that song, you'll know why. It's
Okay.
fantastic.
They meant
Really good.
Transformers movie. The regular Transformers movies, they
Yeah, the
always have a
cartoon.
Linkin Park song.
Yeah, no, this is before. I'm talking about the '80s movie, the original.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Wow.
'80s music, man. '80s music.
Barely born. You were like
I
lived the
wasn't even
last.
born. I wasn't born. The film came out in '86. I was born in '89.
Right, right, right.
But
Hollingshead 89 on Instagram, everybody. Now you know
exactly,
this.
exactly.
Now you know where that came from.
Yeah.
Yeah, wow. So, are you guys going into another lockdown, or is that a rumor?
They've started putting like tier system here, so things are being locked down, but gyms aren't
Right.
currently. So
Yeah.
fingers
Liverpool,
crossed.
like Liverpool gyms they're shutting them
They
down.
were, but Nathan and a few other people did a basically fought against it and managed to change the mind of the government.
Wow.
So congratulations to Diasha and I think there's a guy called Nick. They literally just fought back and refused, and the government changed its mind.
Good for them. Wow.
Yeah, fantastic representatives of the gym. So that's a massive shout out to Nathan and Nick.
In other UK news, what are we? 2 weeks out from the British Grand Prix now?
Literally today, yeah, Saturday.
Today
So
is 2 weeks out as we speak. We're speaking on a Saturday, guys. I know
yeah,
you won't see this till Monday or Tuesday, but a lot of people were speculating, would James do it? And I was answering not for you, but I said, well, I don't think he would. Why would he? He just won. He's qualified for the Olympia. Why would he, in the middle of his prep for the Olympia, jump into another show? But clearly, you have your reasons. What are your reasons?
reasons being because there's a lot of uncertainty with us UK guys getting to the Olympia.
Oh, geez.
Just because there's travel bans and you have to do jumping loops and basically stay in countries for 2 weeks on end,
Mm.
quarantined in between, in order to even go to America. And there's that, but there's also personal reasons I was speaking of earlier, like needing some time to reflect on everything. Um, so I said to Patrick, look, initially it was just going to be the Olympia focus. That was what we are going to do.
Yeah.
But there's just a lot of bullshit in the world in place that's not anyone's fault, not the IFBB, no one's fault. It's the world, which is for me very against how I would like to prep because I'm someone that's focused on having consistency and not having to jump through hoops. So I said, let's at least do the British and then we can make a decision in the meantime because at least the British is a qualifier for 2021. So if
First
I
one.
can, yeah, so I want to get I want to get the qualification for 2021, and then we'll just take it from there. At least then I have options, and I've done everything I can on my behalf and secured two decisions.
Right.
So yeah, basically that, and it's on home soil. And Patrick said you will be better than Spain, so why not?
I mean, is it also a matter of pride? Whoever wins that, that's the best British pro.
It is, but everyone that's British was at the other show as well. So
Mm.
I feel like I've already proven that I'm up there. And I think, Dash is the only person currently Dash is the king, but at current standings, I'm a good UK pro. And I think I think the others aren't quite where I'm at.
Right.
Just because I think I think like when people have actually picked me for a placing before, it's because it hasn't been the best me. Not,
Mm.
and I'm not taking anything away from them. It's just because, like you said, you've seen my potential and it hasn't been quite met.
Right.
Um, I knew when I come into my own that I'll be a problem for them.
Yeah.
And I know that in 2 weeks' time, I'm still going to be the same problem because I was a problem 2 weeks ago and I'm going to be better. So I see 2 weeks' time going well. I don't know who's going to turn up outside of the people I know, but I just focus on what I can do, Ron, and I just continue to listen to Patrick. And when he tells me you're going to blow away your last package, and the last package made me win a show that was really good, I
Mm.
can't not feel confident. So
Right.
I'm going for a second win. I want to get a second pro win, and then I want to say to Aaron Singham, and what do you think about that?
I mean, last year you took third behind Nathan and Samson,
Yeah,
correct?
yeah, and
And
that was an 80%, James.
yeah, and I mean, you just beat Samson over in Spain. Samson was in that show, wasn't he? He was like fourth. Was he fifth?
Fifth or sixth, and Mark
I
Hector,
know.
I have to say, Mark was in it as well. And I would
Right.
like to say Mark looked fantastic. Debut
Yeah.
looked awesome, awesome.
Right.
The potential of Mark is like scary.
I mean, because the only guy I would be if I was like your manager or something, the only guy I'd be worried about you being able to beat would be Nathan.
Yeah,
And
same, same.
as far as I know, he's not doing it,
He's
right?
not, no. So that's why I'm not really worried because I look up to Nathan. I've got massive respect to Nathan.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, he's bypassing this year to let someone else have the title. So I'd like to be his heir apparent.
Fair enough. I mean, why not get your qualification for 2021 now? Because
It's that,
yeah,
and
that
it's also a nice title, isn't it? Like, you know,
British Grand Prix. I like the sound of it.
yeah, it just sounds
Yeah,
classy, doesn't it? And
yeah,
like if you had your like because Europa champion sounds good, I
yeah.
like that. But then when you're British Grand Prix champion just rings a bell.
I don't know why they didn't just call it Europe. Why Europa?
I don't know because Europa's confusing because you've got the Europas in the US.
Yeah, it's a,
So
it's that distribution company, Europa,
yeah, I
the
don't know. I'm not
supplements.
sure. I'll ask, find out.
I mean, maybe the promoter. No offense, promoter. I mean,
Everyone calls it different names. You've got some people calling it Spain Pro.
Spain,
Like I
bro.
think Regan was calling it the Spain Pro. Everyone
Regan's
makes
still
up.
there.
Yeah, I think he's staying there so that he can go to Romania from there
Oh, okay.
because he's doing Romania. So
What
I
a
want to
year.
wish it. I want to wish him luck as well because Regan's one of the nicest fellas in the industry and um, very hard worker and a great guy.
Yeah, hell of a physique on that kid.
Yeah,
So
beautiful lines. Beautiful lines.
yeah. So here we are. We're 2 weeks out. 2 weeks out and 7 weeks out from the Olympia right now.
I think it's about 7. Yeah, I'm not actually sure with the Olympia countdown, but yeah, I think it's 7 or 8.
Might be 8. So I have to know because Redcon's come out with a lot of products lately. What
Yeah.
are what are the ones that have been your go-to as far as related to contest prep?
Oh God. So I have WhatsApped you a list so you can see it,
Yes, you
but yeah, but it's a big list. I listen. I'm a supplement junkie. I use a lot of supplements because I'm the sort of person that's like, why not? If I'm sponsored
do.
and
Right,
the supplements provide me with something that benefits me, then I use a lot.
right.
But obviously pre-contest, double taps are fat burner. That's something I use every morning. I use that with the basic training series HCL Yohimbi.
Nope.
So
Okay.
great combination. So just for like pre-cardio energy in the morning. Grunt is obviously like essential amino acids. That's something I use a lot during training and before fasted cardio. We have our health supplements like the Med Kit and the Foxtrot. Those get used every day because one's for joint health, one's for organ health. Obviously, you can never take. I feel like you can never take too many things to try and help with organs, especially in this industry.
Right.
Yeah, and then obviously you've got your cluster bomb, your isotope. There's so many products that can be used around a day, and I do use. Patrick's very keen on like cluster dextrin around training, which is obviously our cluster bomb,
Yeah.
and then isotope is our isolate, and he uses that post workout. So we pretty much use nearly all the range. Um, as you'll notice when you have a read through that WhatsApp, it's we
It
have
took
so many
it
good.
took it took up
Yeah,
the whole screen of my phone. So
it,
yeah.
it literally does. Like we got because of the basic training series we have now. We've got like the fish oils, creatine monohydrate, glutamine. All those individual ingredient products get used at some point in the day.
Yeah.
Like when I wake up in the morning, I have pressed lemon with glutamine. So there's something for everything. So it's great because I can literally have access to all the supplements I need through Redcon because they have such a wide variety. I very rarely have to buy anything outside of Redcon for health. You
Right.
know, the odd maybe kidney formula or something like that, but they pretty much cover everything.
Another thing I'm curious. I know you had a great off season. You were around 300 and very lean 300,
Yeah.
not a sloppy 300 at all. I know how strong you were in past times when I've spoken to you. I assume you've gotten even stronger. What were some of the big lifts, the best lifts that you did during the off season?
Oh, do you know what the funny thing is? I don't remember the off season very well with my lifts, but I've the funny thing is with this prep, I'm still lifting heavy now.
Really?
So I'm 2 weeks out and I'm still pulling like literally a couple of days ago, I still pulled 300 for quite a few reps deadlift to
Hmm.
like 660 pounds. Like
300 kilos, guys. He
yeah,
said,
660 pounds. So I'm
yeah.
still doing that for like sets on deadlift. Still benching 405 for sets. Still rowing 500 pounds.
Wow.
You know, like I'm not really haven't really lost a lot of strength, which is one thing that's again credit to Patrick because it's all about nutrition and understanding how much to feed someone and how much not to feed them. So
Yeah.
still pretty strong. But in the next off season, I have a couple of goals that I want to achieve. There will be a 400 kilo squat and there will be a 400 kilo deadlift.
Holy crap.
Yeah, there will
What's
be.
400 times 2.2 is 800.
It's
That's a
over
lot.
800 pounds.
It's
Yeah, and
like
it will.
about 850, something like
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
Wow.
and I will do it. I'll do it. I
Yeah,
guarantee.
no, I don't doubt you. And
I've
another
done.
thing I want to add is, yeah, I've seen a lot of your training footage and clips and on your Instagram, on YouTube, and a lot of people lift heavy, and the range of motion is shit, the form is shit. But
Yeah.
I've never seen you give up the form just to use a heavier weight for the gram or for YouTube, like
Yeah.
a lot of people. So, good job there.
Uh, yeah. Cheers, man. Just because the thing is, it's like ultimately you've got to remember you're a bodybuilder first.
Mm,
So range of motion, form is the fundamental. And then, if you get strong with it, so be it.
Yeah. Yeah. Cause I mean, it's, you basically, you train as heavy as you need to, but you're not training heavy just because you want to be showing off or you want to say, I can do this or do that. It's more of a cause and
You,
effect type of
yeah,
thing.
you lift for genuinely what you require. So if you are strong, then lift heavy. If you're not, don't. It's just, I'm just fortunately someone who's trained a certain way for a long time. And it means that the poundage I require to hit the sets that I'm told to do is pretty heavy. Um, and that's just a byproduct of, like I said, good nutrition, good rest, good training, having quite a lot of muscle on your frame, and just basically not overdoing it, really.
Yeah.
So
Well, I
yeah,
don't
it's
think you
just
were ever a weakling, were you, when you started training? No.
no, never really. But I've certainly held on to more of the strength during this prep than others. So that's
Yeah.
been really good. That's been
But
really cool.
I say all the time I don't care about strength. It doesn't. I don't really care. It's that's powerlifting, that's strongman,
Yeah,
but it's still it's always impressed. Even I get impressed, and it does seem like over the past couple of years, the most impressive displays of strength I've seen mostly have been in the UK. Yourself, Luke, and Jordan Peters, probably
yeah,
three of the strongest bodybuilders I can remember in the last 20 years.
yeah,
You could throw Ronnie in there and maybe and a few other people, I'm
yeah,
sure.
definitely. I think again a lot of that's because like the Jordan kind of did a bit of the training for me and Luke during parts of our career, so we kind of adopted some of the DC kind of training, which allows you to get very strong. So credit to Jordan on that front, because he obviously did devise training for Luke in his earlier days, and for me especially about 3 years ago. So I think going through the school of JP definitely gets you strong,
It's a big
essentially.
dude. I mean,
He
he's put
is.
up videos where I lose count. I'm trying to count the plates. I put it on pause and I'm sitting there trying to, and I can't even count
Oh
all the
yeah, because
plates.
he has the extenders on and everything. So he's got he's on a like an incline hammer press, which normally would only be able to fit 5 plates. Yeah,
Yeah.
he's got like 8 on there. It's like, okay, all right. Yeah, he's a madman. I must catch up with him soon. Like we still talk very often, and he's one of the best people in the industry, I have to say.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah,
as are you, James. As are you. Come on now. Give yourself
trying,
credit. You're
trying. I'm
good.
learning from good people. I've got, if you have good people like kind of, I wouldn't say mentoring you, but if you choose good circles, then it certainly rubs off. And like I say, with people like Aaron, Patrick, the people at my gym, my training partner, um, when you're around people like that, it's hard to be an asshole because they're really wholesome people.
Oh, you know what? I forgot. I was going to ask you. Did your girlfriend? Did she take off? Does she have to go to another country, another part of your country, to finish her studies or something?
No, she got offered a good job in Norway
Oh, wow.
for a year. So it's a position for a year. And we were umming and ahhing about whether she should take it, whether I could look after the house,
Yeah.
blah, blah, blah. How's it going to logistically work? But so, we're so happy with each other that we decided for her to give it a go.
Hmm.
So she's there currently, but she'll be over on November the 9th. And then I'll be flying out to Norway for a week on the back of that for her
Okay.
brother's wedding. Um, so I get to catch up with her soon. I miss her dearly. Like I literally
Sure.
I've only been able to FaceTime her for the last however many weeks.
Hmm.
Um, and it is tough. It's not easy, but when you've got goals in life, and I want the best for her,
Right.
and her family are there, and her grandparents. She just lost one of her grandparents. Bless her.
Hmm.
She's really close to them. It's nice for her to be around those people while she can,
Yeah.
um, and enjoy it. And she's at home because their house is a nice size. She's not paying any bills apart from here, so
Nice.
it's not costing her any extra money, and she's got a better job. So it just made sense, and I just want her to be able to witness her own country where she's from, which is actually a beautiful country, and I'm looking forward to having some time over there as well.
Right on. Yeah, I was wondering if that was her, if she was from there, because I
Yeah,
can't even pronounce her name. Is it
yeah,
Yannick? Yeah.
it's Janica.
Janica. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
For
because
you guys.
Norway's just peaceful and beautiful, and I'm really looking forward to getting over there in a few weeks' time.
I mean, you fit right in. You look like a Viking.
Yeah, they say that. They say that. They do. They do. They do.
Just
It's just
grow the beard out a little more and you're all set.
yeah. It was longer before the Spain show, and then I trimmed it down because I thought I better because otherwise the mask won't go on properly. But I will grow it back definitely. I like having a beard.
Well, it suits you. It definitely suits you.
Thank you.
Not everybody can pull off a beard.
You have to have one when you can't grow any head hair.
Well, I can't. I've tried a beard and it's
Yeah, but
not
you
pretty.
still you still got this. It's fine.
For the moment. Yeah, we'll see what happens. In time. We'll see.
Yeah.
It's starting to go over here. Oh well.
Uh,
I'm an old man. What are you gonna do? Cool. Well, James, thank you so much. I want to wish you very, very good luck on what I hope is going to be your second pro win 2 weeks from today. And I pray to God and whoever else is in charge of traveling and travel bans, that you and all the other great Europeans and Middle Eastern, all the bodybuilders from outside the U.S. can get to the Olympia, because, oh my God, we need all the best people, or else it's not really the Olympia. It's,
I hear that, man.
it's like the USA or something, right?
Yeah, that's true.
So
USA Championships.
yeah, I want you there. I want Nathan. I want Hadi Chupan. I want, Samson. He's incredible.
I definitely want Huddy there. I'm a fan of Huddy.
Oh, he's incredible. That was my favorite part of the Olympia last year. Just watching that dude. It's like a little brick shit house.
Oh, it's amazing, amazing, amazing. Credit to bodybuilding. A real
Yeah.
credit to bodybuilding. So yeah, thank you for your time, man. I appreciate it. It's nice to
You're
catch up.
welcome. So everybody, Hollingshead 89. James puts up a lot of great content every day. You can be found on the Redcon One YouTube channel. And do you still do the podcast with Fawad too?
Yeah, we do actually quite a lot. Yeah, we do. Yeah,
Yeah.
he just invites. I'm not like I'm not like a guaranteed host or anything, but we're good friends. So he drags me on every other one or so. So yeah, if you want to check some of that out, that's always cool. And then obviously I've got my own YouTube as well, which is quite busy with my friend Chris. That's where we filmed the last show, the Spain show. There's a lot of footage on there and stuff. So if anyone wants to check out my other stuff, it's really, to be fair, between Redcon YouTube channel and my own YouTube channel.
What's it called?
My YouTube channel is just James Hollingshead. It's just literally my own name. So
yeah, you never know.
Basic stuff, nice and basic.
Right on. Well, best of luck. I don't think you need luck. You look fantastic right now. I know Patrick. I would trust Patrick 100% if he was my coach. So I think you're going to do just fine.
Thank you, man.
So yeah, let's see how it all goes down. But I hope to be congratulating you on another win in a couple weeks, sir.
Thank you, sir. I'll do my best. I'm going to do everything I can. I'll tell you that now.
All right, everybody. Thanks for watching Ronline Report with this man, James Hollingshead. Catch him in 2 weeks at the British Grand Prix and then at the Mr. Olympia. Thanks for watching.